All right, so we should be live right now, but kind of before we get into this interview, is there anything that you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
Anyone I want to shout out or pull up? No, I'm
Yep,
good.
nothing, nothing.
No.
All right, man. Well, sounds good. Well, first things first, just because it came out, I recommended on YouTube just now. Uh, I don't know. I mean, Chicago, is pretty known to have a lot of rappers near Chicago, Atlanta, kind of Broward County where I live. What's your favorite Chicago rapper?
Easily like G Herbo. Just since I was growing up, this has just been my favorite rapper, and I just gravitated towards like the music he makes. So Herb for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely interesting. For me, I'm not like I'm really into Chicago rap. Like I don't know, it's not my style. That I pick Florida rap over Chicago rap. Uh, just where I live, like I guess what's your favorite song by him?
Favorite song by him right now, probably. Even though it's old sessions, I listen to it every day.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I just couldn't. I tried getting it to him because like for a little bit this year, like he was like low key like trending with like all my friends and everything on the basketball team. So I was like, I'm like, let me give him another chance. Because I only listened actually my freshman year. You know the song like Swervo or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we had a kid on our team named Brandon Pearson, whatever, and they called him like B Herbs, like B Herbo, and that was kind of like his song. So that's how. So that song I was listening to. Man, I listened too much. It got super old. Uh, Stopped listening to it. The only song I like by him is it's basic, but the PTSD is like the only song I like but only because of Juice World too. I like him and Chance. I like two Chicago rappers to listen to a lot. It's either Juice World or Chance the Rapper. Those two I
No,
listen to.
no Polo G.
Uh, I I respect Polo G, but I don't listen to him like too much. If that makes sense. Like
Makes
I listen
sense.
to people stuff, but he's not one of my favorite like go tos.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Like there's some rappers that like like Lil Pump like you're not gonna respect him, but like there's other rappers like G Herbo I respect. I just can't get into that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, another thing with Chicago. First off, we'll kind of stick to the rap theme. So I know last season, when you were in high school, they had that event at like the whatever that thing is called, that Chicago Public School Championship thing. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I know, I think Playboy Cardi, like Lil Tecca was there and everything. I mean, seeing them, what was that like?
Actually, it was after the championship game, and we had just won, so I didn't even stay for it.
Oh,
So
so you didn't get to see. So for winning the
yeah.
championship, you guys basically got punished and you weren't able to see them.
Nah, we won the championship, and as a team, we just all went out anyway. So it was like that. We weren't thinking about anything else. No performance or nothing. It was
Oh
just
my gosh, bro, that is I cannot. So none of you guys. That is crazy. I don't know if I asked. Like you know Jalen, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I asked him about it. Man, that's crazy. You didn't think to stay to watch that?
Nah, me and a couple guys. I know we left right after the game.
Yeah. Did you at all like? Did you know that was going on, but you just chose to leave?
Nah,
Yeah. So
nah. I didn't know what was going on at first until someone called me and asked me was I at the performance, but that was the last thing on my mind.
yeah. So I guess winning the championship, obviously, like you're kind of on like a little bit of a high. So you're probably gonna get too upset, but like maybe a week after, you kind of realize like you blew basically being right in front of like Playboy Cardi and Lil Tecca.
See, I'm not a big Playboy. Like, I don't even respect Playboy to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I have to admit, I respect, I kind of respect him, but I forgot. No, you know Armando Baycott, right?
Yeah, I heard of him.
He put on his Snapchat story. He said like he took a screenshot like the whole lot of red thing. He said it's better than J Cole's album. That's what he said.
That's cat. That's
Like
cat.
I knew he would never see it,
That's
but I
it.
was like, that's like idiotic. Like that's terrible.
I mess with Tekka though. Like before he blew up, I was listening to him. I mess with Tekka heavy, but and yeah, nah, not Playboy.
Yeah, yeah. No, Tech was all right. But like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's just kind of like I feel like he has definitely like good hits, but then he also has like a lot of misses.
Yeah, I can see that, but I like him more when he was low key. Now he kind of
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not good at finding like those underground, unless it's somebody from like my area that's blowing up. So I know like everybody like posting about them that I know that lives here. Like unless they're not from where I live, like there's no way I'm gonna find out about them. Like, I just can't. I just can't find out like underground rappers like that. So I, I don't have a. I don't have a. I don't trust like they're good. You know, like I don't want to waste my time trying to listen to these people when I know like the good ones are already like famous. You know.
yeah, it makes sense. That's all I do though.
Yeah. So like you try to find like the underground rappers.
Yeah, like because I get tired of listening to what everyone else listens to the whole time. So
Yeah.
I try to listen to as like many people as I can, like friends, like like a lot of people. Like, do you know who Lil Papa is? He from Florida, actually, isn't
Lil Papa.
he? Yeah, you don't know Papa?
I don't know. I do not know who that is.
That's
I might,
crazy.
I might know who he is. I might like. There's a lot of actually. You're probably gonna want to end the interview after you know who like Jacquees is or Jacquest or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I've seen his name on Spotify. You know, like because what I would do when new music comes out, I just go to Rap Caviar and see like what the new songs are. 'Cause that's where they put all the new songs.
right.
And so I've seen his name a few times, but you know, like I don't think I even listened to him before or anything. So I don't really know much about him. And I was in Atlanta for Hoops Giving, and I guess he pulled up to the game. And then after the game, I'm waiting outside the team's locker room, and one of I guess their managers was like freaking out. She's like a girl, like, "Oh my god!" Like I spoke to him, like he was going crazy and everything. And guess what I said? Guess what I said? You'll never get it.
My bad. I was gonna a call. I don't know if that threw off the line.
No, you're good. Were you able to hear me or no?
Yeah, I heard you. What's
Okay.
called the Jack Cruz
Yeah.
story, right?
Yeah. So basically, she's like saying, you know, how she talked and everything was like freaking out. And then I said, what team is he on? That's what I said.
To him?
No, he wasn't there. That's what I told the girl. I said,
Oh,
what team is he on? That was crazy.
that's wild.
Yeah. I'm searching up right now, little Papa. I want to see if I heard of him before. I'm actually curious about this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't think this doesn't show me his top song. Like, let's see his top. What's like his top songs?
To the point, probably. I mean, like it's his top song to me. But
Yeah,
he got songs.
I'll have to listen after the interview for sure and see if I
That's your area though. That's Florida.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I tell like I don't go like there's only one guy. Do you know? I think it's it's either FGC or do you know? I want to make sure I get the way his letters are spelled right. Do you know FCG?
Mm-mm.
That's that's where I am. He's like the one guy that's not like he is less monthly listeners than other new guy. That's the only like low key guy I know.
I'm gonna look him up for sure.
Yeah. Look him up. Look at him. His stuff is crazy in my opinion. Yeah, his stuff is really good. Yeah, how do you listen to the Kodak album yet? I've been listening to the J. Cole thing the whole time.
I'm not listening to Kodak no more until he get it together.
Yeah,
Kodak,
because stuff is bad.
the same.
Yeah. I'm not like I've never really been like into Kodak, but it's like everyone, you know, like that if people think of Florida rappers, that's kind of who you think of. So every time, like I always give him a chance. Always give him a chance because that's what everyone likes. Like I gotta give him a chance.
That's the best Florida rapper, and him and Rod Wave, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely Rod Wave number one. Yeah, you can't either him or X probably.
Forgot about X.
Yeah, you cannot forget. He actually reportedly he went to my like not at the same time obviously, but reportedly he went to my middle school for like a year.
Oh, X.
Yes, but like you know he's way older than me, so I don't really know him or anything. But reportedly that's what happened.
I didn't listen to like his music that much, but when I was like 2 blocks away from like the scene when he passed away. Like
really?
Like at the same time.
You were down here?
Yeah, I was down like on a family like vacation type thing. But I didn't listen to him that much, and like I didn't understand the impact he had on Florida. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean for me like I honestly hated him like until after he passed away. I like realized like because that's when I started really listening to music. I'm like, oh, he's actually pretty good. But like before, like you know, all his old stuff was like I'm kind of like a mom, low key. I'm like, who would listen to this crap? Like, just him like screaming the whole time, but all his like other like he definitely had some like really really crazy good songs for sure, like meaningful songs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't listen to him at all though.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like, he's like a lot of the songs are like a few of the songs on my playlist, but like I'm not, the biggest fan or anything. But just continuing on, we'll kind of stick to high school and maybe transfer into college. Going to actually no, I want to know your opinion. Is this school called Simeon or Simeon? Which one's it called?
Simeon,
All right.
Simeon.
That's what because my dad's he's not from where you're from like in Chicago, but he's from the Chicago area. So I was saying like so I said like it's called Simeon. He's like, no, it's not called that. And then my dad's dad, so my grandpa's like, no, like that's not what it's called. And I'm like, I swear, I asked this kid in the interview what it's called, and that's what he told me. So I wanted to make sure about that, but that school is obviously a legendary Chicago high school for basketball. Just playing there and everything. What was that this whole high school experience like?
Playing there, it was fun. I mean, I went there for 1 year, and the school year was kind of watered down. But all in all, it was a different experience from my private school. It was more so the atmosphere of the two schools and kind of how they do things differently, I guess. But Simeon was probably one of the best moves I made for myself and the development for basketball of myself, and just overall being around like good people that genuinely care. So you know, I got much love for that program, and I had a great time.
For sure. What school were you at before you went there?
I went to a school called St. Lawrence. It's a private school. It was they're like really known for like football. So I came there. We were my freshman year. The varsity team were like 11 and like 16 or something something crazy, and it was a process. But you know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, like, I'm a big, I go to a public school, like, really big public school. Like, I just love, I feel like it's a more fun atmosphere, just how I'm sure it was like a very interesting transition going from a private city school and all of a sudden a public city school. Like, was it just a complete, like, maybe not a culture shock because maybe you expected it, but was it really just two completely different worlds, other two schools?
yeah, they do things like differently. Like yeah, two different worlds. I mean, the games are like different. Like the student sections are different. Like there's not really a student section at Simeon. There's one in private schools, of course. Um, just the way the school is ran, you know, like, and then things as little as like we didn't even have a trainer at Simeon. So like, I was so used to getting like going in the ice bath after practice or something. And so if I was banged up, it was just get an ice cup and rub it on your knee, But that's that's what makes your experience special.
Yeah. And a lot of kids, I guess you say, would usually go from the private school to from a public school to the private school, or from like a private or public school to some big, well-known basketball prep school. Like, why did you choose to go from a public school to a private school? I mean, from a private school to a public school. My bad. My
Right.
bad.
I just feel like it was the best decision. I mean, Simeon being Simeon, especially in Chicago and the national status it has, it's better than many prep schools that have this national these national schedules. So just wanted to stay home. I wanted to play for Coach Smith, Coach Rob, and you know them also accepting and willingly taking me in was a big deal and allowing me to be comfortable there. So you know that played a big role. And also Derrick Rose, my favorite player, and it's just like those are just one of the situations you just can't say no to,
Yeah.
or not take advantage of.
And Jalen touched on in the interview how like the alumni, like they come back, they show love and everything. So were you able to meet some of those legendary Simeon alumni?
Yeah, Mainly Taylor Horn Tucker on the Lakers.
Mhm.
He came back and we were able to, connect. Ended up working out with him in California. Kendrick Nunn came back. He spoke to us a little bit. Jabari Parker always comes back, and even the guys that are still in college and the ones that maybe when I was a little bit younger watching on Ball is Life, they still come back. So it's still like cool because I grew up watching some of these people and still like idolized them in a way or wanted to be in their shoes one day. So just seeing everyone come back is real cool.
And out of those people that you kind of mentioned and met, was there anyone that was like your favorite that you were able to speak to?
Yeah, Taylor. Um, Even though he's what, like 2 grades older than me, I used to watch like I used to watch all his Boss Life videos and all that just so and just seeing him do what he did, not being like a 5 star all his life and just grinding and grinding and grinding was it's pretty inspirational and it's pretty special. And the way he carries himself off the court and like he's not a superstar already, so it's he's a big inspiration to me for sure.
And more of kind of like a general question. You said how he's 2 years older than you. Like you're 2 years older than me. I just find it crazy how, eventually like the guys in the league are gonna be the same age as me. Like the people that I just kind of, like would idolize every year, just watching on TV, like are just so close in age. Just how crazy is that? Knowing like, basically your peers, a lot of people are playing in the NBA now, or are going to probably, and including yourself maybe.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy. You look back and you think like maybe at the time of high school when you were watching them or in college, you'll think like the NBA was so far away, and now you see Taylor doing stuff he was doing at Simeon in the NBA games, and now he's putting more people on notice every day. So you know, it's 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 crazy to think about. And then like I'll go back and watch like some Simeon games like from 2017, 2018, and they'll do the same stuff he's doing now. So it's crazy for sure.
And with your recruiting process now, when did that start?
Excuse me.
When did your recruiting process start?
My recruiting process. I
Yeah.
mean, I got my first offer my junior year after the season, but like started, I guess like yeah, junior summer going into senior year, and then senior year died down a little bit, and then Temple came in, and then that's all she wrote. But I had a weird recruiting process, very very bumpy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I find, kind of interesting is so I guess the way you're trying to say is it wasn't like a crazy year, like you weren't getting thousands of offers every single day and everything. Like it seemed kind of chill the way you described it. But looking at this edit, I see like it seems like you average 9.3 points per game, 4.2 assists, 3 rebounds, and 3.6 rebounds and 1.3 steals. Like I mean, it was crazy to me. I was watching these players that I interviewed before the college basketball season started, and like none of them played a minute. So you obviously have to play sometime. Unless you played one game and scored 50 points, which I assume didn't happen because that would have been crazy. Like, what was like it's not having the craziest recruiting process, but then being more productive in college than some of these players that did have a crazier recruitment process.
I think uh, two things. It just shows to I worked real hard during the summer, like every day, and then it's about the right fit. I think Temple gives me a platform where they let me grow, make mistakes. They threw me right in the fire at the one, so you know, just a little bit of both. Just me working as hard as I can, and then Temple and giving me the opportunity and letting me thrive and make mistakes and learn as I go. So you know, still a lot more work to do, but it was definitely uh, a little bit of both.
Yeah. And when you got to play at Temple, like being a college point guard, I guess a high major Division I college point guard, just what is that like, and how challenging is that?
Um, Even though like I get that question a lot for a freshman to be starting, and even though the season's over with, I don't think it still hit me because people do make me aware of how rare it can be, and you know, like this just isn't a common thing to be doing. But I look at it as something I should be doing, and what I'm supposed to be doing. Come in, work, and it was definitely fun. Definitely had some challenging moments. Learning the offense, and still picking up on new things, and still going over film with the coaches this summer, and a Temple great point guard named Shiz who's been teaching me a lot this summer. So I don't think it's hit me the on how big it was for me to do that my freshman year, but I kind of understand the moment.
Yeah. Did it feel like a lot more difficult coming in and playing basketball? Like, were all the guys a lot bigger and better than I guess they were in high school? Like, did you really feel that difference?
Not too big of a difference. I mean, yeah, the speed and the physicality was a difference, but like that's all I was preparing for mentally and physically. Like I had from the pandemic and the summer to really just hone in on that, and so that was that was big. So to me, it wasn't too crazy as I thought it was going to be and what I was preparing for, but I definitely had my ups and downs.
Yeah. So would you say like it was kind of I guess kudos to you kind of preparing mentally for college basketball because obviously like thinking about it, it's definitely going to be a much bigger difference than high school basketball. Where in high school you're playing when you're a senior, you're playing guys all younger than you. You're probably going to be guys on the floor. Then you're going to college, and now you're at the bottom again, and all these guys are much bigger than you. So, like, would you really kind of like thank that to your mental ability and how you were able to prepare yourself for what was to come?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's just also something I'm kind of like used to. Started at a school like St. Lawrence and being at the bottom and just locking in every day and just trying to keep proving myself right and just keep working and just keep being consistent and being better every day is what I just focus on. So I think that's what helped me throughout the year is just focusing on me and making sure I keep elevating myself every day.
For sure. And this is kind of a two-part question. One, what has been your favorite part about like the general college experience? And two, like what's your favorite part about being a Division I college basketball player?
Yeah, general college experience here at Temple. The I'm not gonna say the best part because we don't have anyone on campus, and I've been staying out the way because of Corona, so I don't get shut down. But something that I know a lot of students don't get, or many students don't get, is just like we have our own apartments, which is like great. So I don't have to be around someone all the time. I got my own space. I can chill after, and it's good. But Temple it's in a great community. It's pretty friendly. So you know that's a plus always. And then with basketball, probably just that we can get in the gym every day, like whenever we want, 24 hour, 24/7 access, and then all the all the like treatment we can get, like cold tub, hot tub, like body be hurting sometimes, so that always comes in handy.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad. Like, I would have been pissed. I forgot to ask you this in the interview, but luckily it kind of came to my mind. The whole Temple sports management thing. I know that's the degree you're going for, and Temple does have one of the top sports management programs in the country, at least according to Google search. So, being a part of the sports management program and everything, just kind of describe that.
Yeah, just ever since it's the same route my dad took, so just me looking up to my dad and seeing, just seeing what he does. It's always what I want to major in. So coming to the Temple, I declared for it right away. Uh, got on it with my classes, and I know that usually your junior senior year you take internships and you have to get your hours for this major. So the opportunity presented itself this weekend. One of the seniors graduated from Temple. He's in this, working what I've been doing, working AAU tournaments, just helping them out with anything they need, like the small stuff that I can do. Maybe it's the scoreboard or a team's come in late, tell teams where to go, or if a team doesn't even show, you get that other team that's there a game, if something as little as admission. So, it's just doing anything to get my credit hours for my major pretty much, and I get to work AAU basketball, so it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. And this really kind of stupid, but like for you, you obviously got a lot of things going for you. I guess for me too, but obviously you're playing literally Division 1 high major college basketball. You could obviously end up being in the NBA or playing pro overseas, where that degree could come in handy later, but probably not for a few years. But for me, everything you're describing, that's something that I would just love to do. Just it's like I guess how like what's maybe your if you were just a sports management student, not a basketball player, like what's kind of your dream job or goal in that industry?
You know, um, what I am going to do is a variation. See, I've been having mixed emotions recently, but sports agency was really the goal. But I got to do some more research and see what I'm about to do. But it's really sports agency.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything too much about my personal self, but just after this, just check your DMs and I'll send you some information. We might have to do a collab or something, but we'll talk about that at the end of the interview, for sure. But I guess you said you had little mixed emotions about it. Like, what do you maybe like? There's something else you might be thinking about doing instead.
Nah, it's the path here. I don't want to go to law school, so
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go to do the sports rec management, I have to also go through law school, and that's just
Yeah, I mean, it might be. I guess I don't know how it would work for you, but like for me, like I might want to be a coach too.
hmm
So that's why I know if I somehow become first team manager, that's what I do in my high school. So I'll do that in college. Then I become a graduate assistant. So then I know like I'm there. So I have to I have to take some sort of graduate degree. So might as well do law school. That's kind of what I was thinking.
that's smart. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I doubt like do you just not like I guess law school that much or what?
I don't like school in general, so law school is just crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you said something pretty studious. How people wait till your junior senior year to do the internship. Like you started it now, so how like what is your mentality to school?
With school, get it over as fast as possible. That's it. I'm checked out of school already, so if I
Yeah,
can finish it as fast as possible, that's what I'm gonna do.
yeah. So it's like for I guess I kind of have the same like I love school because I try I try to be a teacher's pet. Like that's what I try to do. My teachers all love me. Like I'm not super smart, so they don't love me in that aspect. But I'm a good student in the class, so I enjoy kind of doing that stuff and always being friends with the teachers. But it's like I was thinking about my year. If I didn't take this one class, like if this one class took this year, like ruined my year. Like the amount of time I spent doing homework and everything. Like I just always want to just knock it out as soon as possible because like I was like I just hate homework and like everything about it. So like it's terrible.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
This year was crazy.
Yeah. And for me, bro, I have on Wednesday and Friday two like huge exams for like college level like courses and everything. But then after that, I'm basically like done. But it's like I'm like so close, but like I gotta get through like the worst week of the year right now. So it's crazy.
All right, you're good,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. How are your? Did you have like? But when did you have your like finals or whatever? And how were those?
Excuse me.
I said when did you have your finals and stuff?
My finals were probably like 2 3 weeks ago. Finals week was 2 3 weeks ago. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those like? So how does that work in college? Like you just like it's like all your exams are all in like a week or what?
My exams are pretty spaced out. Every college is different here. you'll have like a finals week, and probably span of like a week or two, and maybe like the English department will have theirs on a Tuesday, the math department will have theirs on like a Thursday, maybe at night. So it depends, and then like whatever your gen ed course is, those would be like pretty random for the most part. Like I had one at like 8 in the morning, but the class was at 2, so like, it's pretty random.
Yeah. Are you doing like so? I guess these are all those are done. Like, are you doing any school right now, or are you just there just for the summer, just to work and everything?
No, I'm in school right now, taking a course summer 1 and a course summer 2.
Okay. So have you been like in school year round?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I'm like I feel especially for you for saying that. Like, is that so? Are you at least like? Because I know in college you got a major, which yours, I guess, in my opinion, is maybe slightly fun. Like, are you in like fun courses right now, or is it pretty bad?
My courses are starting to kick up. My first semester was fun. My second semester wasn't, and then my summer session classes are a pain.
Yeah. Wait, what's your summer class?
Microeconomics and business
Oh,
for Excel.
yeah. So, is Business for Excel like the Microsoft thing or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, and I suck at it. That's what I'm taking right now.
Yeah, bro. I hate like technology and all that stuff. That stuff is terrible. Yeah. I tried getting certified for like a editing software thing. I took because for at my school, like I was in the TV production class for a couple years. And there's like the editing software we use, and there's like a certification exam for it. I tried, so I like studied hard for that thing. I did like 1,000 practice exams, flunked it all 3 times. I just couldn't pass it. It was so hard. Yeah, I hate that stuff. That stuff is terrible for sure. But we kind of go to a little more on the court stuff. So, do you have a favorite game or favorite moment from the season?
from from Temple season.
Oh yeah. Tumble season, yeah.
Uh, maybe probably the South Florida game out of South Florida. We played them at home like maybe a week before, and they beat us. They beat us, and it was kind of like unexpected. Like they beat us pretty bad, and then we were on like a 6, 7 game losing streak or something crazy, and we lost every game by 1 or 2 in that span. So it was a pretty draining span, and then we went in there, we beat them, hard fought game, executed, and then in the locker room it was like everyone felt like just the weight was off their shoulder because losing 6 or 7 games is brutal, and just waking up every day and just keep coming to practice positive, same mentality, like kind of have to act like nothing happened, but still know that you've lost 5 or 6 games. But after we won that game, it was a much better environment. It was just like a relief in the locker room. And then we got COVID, so we got shut down.
Yeah. So I guess before we kind of get into the whole shutdown thing and just the season in general with all that, I had to take a look at the record. I mean, for me, when I was playing rec league basketball, I would lose every single game. Like literally, would go 0-10. So to get 5 wins in a season or whatever, my opinion, I would call it a success. If my team won 5 games, would have that record. When I was in rec league, I'd be thrilled. But I know for you, you're probably used to winning a lot. So how did you deal with that? Your first year not having the best season.
Um, to be honest, I was. I'm not gonna say I was fine with it, but it was like I went through it a little bit at Simeon to start the year. We sucked at Simeon to start the year, and I felt like the world was ending. So just knowing I've been through that already, stayed the course, kept coming to practice, good mentality. Like I said, acted like nothing happened, but still, knowing they're carrying that chip on your shoulder every day, like something got to change. The table's gonna turn soon. So, but it didn't wear on me too much. I just tried to make sure the team stayed together, and you know, I just went through it the year before, so I wasn't fine with it, but I understood the process.
For sure. And a process that you probably didn't understand was all the stuff with the COVID shutdowns and everything. You did say that you guys had to go through that. So what happens in that process?
Yeah, we got shut down plenty of times during the season, and the East Coast rules are crazy strict. So with that specific time in Florida, we think it was a false positive still, but every time we would test positive here, I think we would have to wait. The person that got COVID would have to stay in quarantine for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then the whole team couldn't do anything for a week. So we would all be shut down for the week, and we'd have to like at least like go downstairs and like get on the treadmill or something to like try to keep up in shape because we have a workout facility in our apartments. So we would like go downstairs and like lift weights and try, but that was not enough. And then it would happen every time like we were in a rhythm. So it was just bad. But taking a week off or 2 weeks off at a time during a college basketball season, it isn't helpful at all. But we tried to get through it as best as we could.
So were you not allowed, like you said, you would go down, like use the treadmill and everything? Like, were you allowed to be with your teammates, I guess, besides the one that might have gotten corona, or did you have to like be, I guess, separated the whole time? Like you would go down at this time and leave, and no interaction with anybody.
For protocol sake, we had to be only with the people in like our suite. So we live in apartments, but it's three rooms, and
Yeah.
if like you could only be with the people from like room 907. So that was the rules.
Yeah. So just I mean, was that like really like like extremely frustrating? You said every time we were in the grooves, like I mean, how difficult really is that? Like missing games and how to just attempt to stay in shape and even maybe remember the plays too, since you guys weren't really like I'm assuming practicing. Is that like just extremely hard?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging, but the coaches do a good job at we'll watch film over Zoom of practice games, so that will kind of take up our practice time also. Like they'll schedule a Zoom or they'll FaceTime us and we'll watch film from there. Just do something while we're getting restricted and we find out a way. But it was definitely a pretty frustrating time.
Yeah. So were you only allowed to leave your room and to go down the treadmill, or were you able to like if you're negative, like could you go, I don't know, and get like Chick-fil-A or something?
Yeah, you can go get Chick-fil-A. Just really just be cautious of who you're around and what you're doing, and just kind of keep your distance as much as you can. But you can go to the store, go to Chick-fil-A, and do the things you need.
Yeah. So I guess next year, for the incoming season, hopefully everything's all okay, and this stuff might not be that big of a deal anymore. I guess maybe how hungry are you guys now for the incoming season? Since I mean, maybe you could have a completely different season if you never got shut down too. So just how much hungry are you guys now for the season?
Yeah, we got a great group. Like last year, we were all really young, and just we all pretty much got thrown in the fire, and we all got a good experience of what 5 and 11 is. So you know, we got pretty much the whole team back now, and everyone's working, doing extra work. Everyone's locked in. Everyone's talking about their goals. Everyone's, you know, I'm pretty excited about the group we got, and it should be a fun year.
Yeah. And I'm assuming you guys probably didn't get to travel to every single away game in the American Conference, but is there like an away game that you either want to really travel to out in that conference, or you have and you just enjoyed, traveling that place and playing in that away game, Jim?
Yeah, I want to go to. We didn't play Memphis last year. I want to play Memphis. They're gonna be, they're always gonna be a top team in the American. I want to play them. Want to go to Houston. They beat us bad twice. Want to go. Want to go to SMU and Wichita State. And because Wichita State got a crazy like fan base too. So that's pretty much all I could think of. That's like circle games for different reasons, but
Yeah.
uh,
What about in terms of like just for the venue, like just for the gym? I
just
know
for
you guys play in a pretty big gym, but like are there any away game gyms that you like the way they look and everything?
Wichita State, they got like a all black court or something like that. Something different. Wichita State got a nice gym. Felt good. Houston had a real nice gym, and Tulane, but I didn't play good at Tulane, so I might not want to play there.
Yeah, I know but Memphis too. Their court's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I didn't get to play there, so I don't really know. I know that they had like an all blue court, right?
I want to say it's like gray on like
Oh,
it's the outside, and like once you get inside the 3 point line, they're gonna be blue or something like that. I'm not like 100% sure.
yeah, that might throw me off also, so I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I know one of the guys actually from South Florida is actually going there. Uh, so I'm excited. His name's Josh Minot. He's a 4 star. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought you meant like from USF is transferring.
Oh no,
Okay,
no, 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 yeah, my
okay,
bad. No, 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 no. I went like the real South Florida.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
that's not in South Florida. Like I don't know. They I don't know why it's called that. Like I went to the school to look at it, like because I might go there for college and everything. Pretty nice school.
You
But
going there?
I've no I'm a junior, so I don't know, but like
Oh,
maybe it's an option, you know?
it's nice.
Yeah, yeah. I think though UCF too. That school's actually very. That school's like they're both equally as nice. Those are probably the nicest schools I've seen.
Yeah, they nice.
Yeah, yeah. And UCF's actually supposed to build like a basketball excellence facility, so that would definitely be a plus for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It would probably be pretty crazy if I got it. And 2 guys from here, like from the real South Florida where I live, are actually like committed there, and they're in my class, so that kind of be cool as well. But we'll see. It's gotta trust the process. I might not even go to either of those schools, so we got no idea. But what are some of your like personal player goals for next season?
Player goes for next season. Oh, really not too many. Like I just really think about like the tournament. I seen what is. Oh, actually, the defensive player of the year is a big one for me. I talked to if you know who Dejan Giroux is from Houston, the point guard. He won it in
Okay,
our league. He won it in our league, and I just talked to him to see like how he did it, and you know that's that's just a big part of my game. So that's what I want to try to accomplish next year. Get to the tournament, of course, and make a run, and just do the complete opposite of what we did in the American, and just beat a lot of teams that beat us that shouldn't have beat us. So I don't got too many individual goals. I just really want to win.
yeah. And it's interesting that you said like how you spoke to him and everything about winning defensive player of the year. I guess for like did you have a relationship with him before you got to college or anything, or did you just hit him up like randomly on Instagram and just ask him those questions?
With playing Houston, a couple of them hit me up or like talked to me during the game and just like took a liking to my game, and from there, you know exchange social media. Well, not exchange social media, but like found each other on
Yeah,
social media, I guess, and then talked from there, and kind of like build a relationship from there. So, and then he had won it, and that's just like something I also want to do. So, me just asking him, like, because usually bigs get those awards because they get all the blocks and the rebounds, and that's pretty much what it's based off of. So I just asked him how he went about it.
yeah. And I'm sure I'm gonna assume you think Michael Jordan's the GOAT, but it's not really the basis of my question. But that's why people say that is because Michael Jordan's era, nobody was saying after a game, Michael, I love your game. Yo, like follow me back on Instagram. Let's DM and everything. Like that was not how the era was. But today, somebody that you're playing against like kept to you like, oh, like I mess with your game and everything. Like let's follow each other on Instagram, and you start asking questions. Kind of, what's your opinion on this whole social media era where like players who didn't know each other before are like, becoming friends with their opponents and everything?
Yeah, me. Okay, this is gonna sound contradictory, but I don't really talk to like opponents. Like you won't really see me friends with too many like people in our conference, or like if I didn't know them before just because they're good or anything like that. But it was probably easier for him to say that to me because they were winning by 20, and at the time I wasn't like talking to him. But when we found each other on social media, that's when it was all right. Like he's graduating, it's over with now. If you can learn something from him, learn something from him. So just putting that to the side. But you know, yeah, I might be from the '90s era because I don't really talk to too many
Yeah.
basketball players during the game or after.
So for him, like that was more like a special case. Like usually there's no one else you really like know.
No, yeah, that was the only. Yeah, that's the only time.
Yeah. So for me, I'm definitely a modern. If I was playing basketball, I'm definitely a modern era player. Like, I'm doing these interviews. Like, I just love talking to people, meeting people, and I'm sure it's maybe verified on Instagram, so it always looks cool too when you get a verified a verified follower. So I mean, why do you choose to not talk to your opponents? And if you could, like, maybe next year you might open up to a little more guys and maybe make some new friends from other teams.
No, I mean, they don't really they don't help me. Like my teammates are enough for me, and I got a great support system back home, and so I got enough people in my corner, so I'm fine.
Yeah. I guess yeah. Because for me, I'm just just a kid. So, and even though I wasn't in college, it's like I'm not an athlete. So the more athletes I would get to meet and talk to is obviously extremely cool. But I guess I kind of just have one more question for you, and I also know, like, what do you want your legacy to be like once you step away from the game of basketball?
Definitely a hard worker, and like just the respect that just that I'm a play hard, you know, just play hard, play defense, do what I need to do to win. I'm just a winner, all in all.
Definitely, man. Well, anyways, I really, really appreciate you for your time. Coming on, letting me interview you. Definitely a solid interview. Had a lot of good topics we discussed. But yeah, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at jwilliams3x. And I'm iHoopsFL. And anyways, for I guess incoming sophomore point guard at Temple University, Jeremiah Williams. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.